Previously on the Rod Pedersen Show.
Did you not get a sense the game was over a minute in with the Flames up 2-0? Like, did you see a noticeable change in the teams right after that?
No, you know what? Even when it was 3-1, and I did an interview on the game, the telecast, and I said right away, this is going to take 60 minutes, and it may even go to overtime. You got to keep playing hard, start to finish. And fortunately, even when they tied it up 6-6, and we came right back and scored early in the third period, and that was kind of a game changer. And we got our feet back under us again. And Markstrom, in the third period, had to probably come up with 3 great saves that could have been easily a sure goal. So, yeah, there was lots of positives in the game. We didn't have Tanev in the lineup. And you got the 2 points, and you got the first win that you needed. And now you work on game number 2.
Get ready for the Rod Pedersen Show.
There's something about starting the program at noon Eastern. It gives me the morning to get things done. We're not putting jerseys in any more contracts for speaking events. We can't do because Theo and I have just had a hang of a time getting jerseys delivered to events that I'm speaking at. I feel bad. Can you sign these and ship them out, Theo? He said, done. And they went to the wrong place. Joe, no more jerseys. But we found the jerseys. We found them.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
Hello, everybody. Happy Football Friday for Flame Tech. Although not all football, ball for all, but that's going to be a lot of it. It is your Faytime Sports Talk Show. We're coming to you from a monsoon in South Florida. Not joking. It's pouring rain, and I hope that I don't float away as this program continues over the next 2 hours. We are bringing in from the NHL's Bermuda Triangle, the program, Darren Moose DuPont. And I know, Moose, most days I'm sitting here facetiously saying, pray for me. It's 30 degrees Celsius with humidity here. Not today. You can see what's going on, right? Over my...
Oh, yeah. No, we can see it. We see the rain. Like, the droplets look huge. If I was in front of the picture window, you'd be looking out in the Bermuda Triangle here at snowflakes making their way down.
Oh,
snowflakes, Rod.
Oh, then I can't complain too much. Okay. Well, I was talking to my bank yesterday, and she said that snow was indeed in the forecast. I see people are chiming in with their comments already, and I appreciate you doing so, but it's Moose and my time right now here in the warm-up where we cover all of the Quick Six Show topics, and then we'll bring up the football a little later on with our special guests. The esteemed Leader Post columnist, football writer, Rob Vanstone will be with us in hour 1, and to talk NFL and maybe a little CFL, Tori Gurley, Cleveland Browns, Green Bay Packers alum, wide receiver, North Carolina Gamecock alum, and also Toronto Argonauts. So that's, and can we hit the Quick Six Show horn, please, Director Jordan, please, and thank you. As I said to the Moose, I'm a little out of sorts. Let me get my full quick written down, because as soon as I heard the crack of the thunder, I'm like, dope! I forgot it's supposed to pour rain as soon as we get on the air. So I raced out, covered the vehicle. The lawn guy's coming today. It's Friday. Did you hear that? Did you hear that thunder?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what's going on in South Florida today. Yeah, and it is gloom and doom in terms of the mood, because point one, Ross Colton scored with just 3.8 seconds to go in regulation, giving the Tampa Bay Lightning a 2-1 victory and a 2-0 lead over the Florida Panthers in their second-round series. The series now shifting to Amalie Arena for Game 3 on Sunday. Game 4 is Monday. So this morning in the gym, Moose, they were talking about it. Don't say they don't love hockey in Florida. They do when the teams are winning. It's like me in the World Hockey Championships. I don't care unless we're winning. And then I follow it. And I don't know how we're doing at the World Championships. But this morning, everybody was talking about the Lightning taking the game by the throat with seconds to go, and the Panthers just saying, let's just get it to overtime and take our chances. Whoa, zing, over. What? 3.8 seconds to go. You leave Ross Colton alone in the slot. Versus Moose, as I was talking about. And I have to why am I getting so worked up? I don't even, not even my team. People are texting me and tweeting me, going, your Panthers took their eye off the ball. They're not my Panthers. You want to troll me about my Golden Knights? That's fair game, and I'll talk about it. The Panthers are doing nothing more than disappointing me, and I never saw a arena empty as fast as FLA Live Arena last night. If you go back and look at the highlights, you dropped the puck after the goal, the rink was empty. People were settling in for overtime, and then 3.8 seconds to go, bink, over, see you later. A little annoyed. What did you think of the ending of that game?
Well, the ending sucked. I mean, you have to pay attention right to the end. You got to play to the whistles. That's so cliche, but here's an example. And Florida played such a good game again, out shooting them, controlling a lot of the play. Holy smokes. Please don't get struck by lightning, all right? Because that was the big one. I felt the vibration.
The lightning is still ruining everybody's day in South Florida. How about that? Sorry.
But it's
How about that?
No, and they played well, and they were playing really well, and then bing, Lightning come down and score 1-0. And they're playing really well, really well. They ended up tying it. But again, what were the Panthers? 0 for 4 in the power play. You got to score in the power play if you're going to have a chance to beat Tampa Bay. Now, the one thing I will say for all the fans in Sunrise is there's no need to panic yet. I know going back to Amalie Arena in Tampa is going to be tough. It's a tough place to play. Their fans will be trying to end this in 4 games. But you've, I think, outplayed Tampa for most of the 2 games that we've seen. So there's no reason to think that they won't be able to fight their way back into the series. But, man, it's a big hill to climb.
Ryan H. watching on YouTube says, you called it, Rod. Tampa was playing to the end and earned that win. They're building momentum. Did you notice, I don't know if you saw on our Instagram story, the Dodge kids. Brian's probably watching right now. Brian, his kids made it on the pregame show on TNT. And it was Bradley and Blake banging on the glass in their Lightning jerseys. I don't know if you saw that. I can send you the video if you want. And the announcer was like, look at these kids, made the long road trip from Tampa. I'm like, no, they didn't. They drove 20 miles from Dodge City, Florida. But anyways, it was kind of cool that my buddy's kids made it on the pregame show. That was kind of cool, too. So, yeah, enough about that game. Let's move on. You're right. There were so many things that I wanted to tweet, but I put my phone down last night. One was Andrew Brunette never looks concerned. The interim coach of the Florida Panthers never looks concerned. And I think he might want to start down 0-2. In the other game, David Perron scored twice. Jordan Bennington made 30 saves, and the St. Louis Blues beat the Colorado Avalanche 4-1 to tie up their series 1-1. Jordan Kyrou added a goal, and Brandon Saad sealed it with an empty netter for the Blues as they handed the Avs their first loss in the 2022 Stanley Cup Playoffs. This made the Sports Wire, and I'm going to read it before I move on. In non-NHL news, 15-year-old defenseman Chloe Primerano has made Canadian Hockey League history, taken in the 13th round, 267th overall by the Vancouver Giants in the WHL Prospects Draft. Primerano became the first female skater to ever be taken in a CHL Prospects Draft. So bravo to Chloe and bravo to the Vancouver Giants, being coached by one of the best guys in hockey, Mike Dick. By the way, starting Monday, we are on location at the Stanley Cup, presented by Tim Hortons in Estevan. A 10-team tournament that's already into day 2, with the host Estevan Bruins welcoming champions of the 9 CJHL leagues. For more information on the 2022 Centennial Cup, visit Hockey Canada or follow along on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. People came here on this Friday for the football news, and we're going to get into the CFL. This is my second point. I just want to say this, point 3, we brushed on it yesterday. I have written one sentence in my handwriting. Nick Saban is a narcissist? Question mark. Because as I read it yesterday, on the air, he was called that by Jimbo, the coach of Texas A&M, that Jimbo called him a narcissist. I'm like, who's shocked by that Nick Saban might actually be a narcissist? My third point, I just want to tell you, I read it as soon as it happened yesterday. They've been talking about it for 24 hours straight on television and radio all over America, that Nick Saban has been called a narcissist by one of his SEC rivals. Anyways, the CFL strike, which lasted 4 days, is now over. CFL training camps are full on. This is day 2 of training camp. It forced this reschedule, putting preseason players were supposed to play on Monday in Mosaic Stadium. That's been moved to May 31st. The tentative deal. People have asked us, Darren, to get into this. Okay, they've been DMing me, tweeting me, texting us. The deal, 7 years, can be reopened after 5 when the CFL's current TSN expires. And that's important because this agreement also includes revenue sharing for the players. And while I'm reading this wire copy, I'm becoming more and more and more as the days go along like a fan, and I just want to go to the game, have my hot dog and popcorn and watch and go home. I don't really care what's in my hot dog. Lips and buttholes. Don't care. I just want to go to the game and watch. I'm caring less, but people really care, so I'll continue. But the CFL Players Association will get a share of all revenues, including the Grey Cup, and gets the final say on the auditor who will be tasked with authenticating the final figures. The CFL salary cap will increase annually, but veteran players now will have the chance to get the final year of a 3-year deal guaranteed up to 50%. The more and more I read this seems very favored towards the players. I feel like, what am I missing here? The agreement calls for teams to start now 8 Canadians, as we know what has been 7 for decades, but 1 can now be a naturalized Canadian, which is an American with at least 5 years of CFL experience, or 3 with the same team. Now, somewhere along the way, I read, Darren, that this doesn't kick in until 2023. For sure, this naturalized Canadian thing. So pump the brakes on that. Because I had a buddy, he probably doesn't want to be named, but he said to me this morning, he texted me, and he says, you might want to talk to one of your CFL friends that was following the league 50 years ago. I think the naturalized Canadian was done in a similar fashion. I don't remember the details, but I think Lancaster and Reed might have been deemed Canadians. I also think it was a short-lived option. I could sit here for 2 hours and talk about this, because I think that it's great. You see, is it Chris Mackey out in BC, the Lions player rep, saying they're trying to get rid of all Canadians. What they've done, Darren, in my opinion, and this is why I say bravo to both sides, they have done what's best for the CFL. Stop thinking about what's best for the owners, and let's stop thinking about what's best for the player. What's best for the league? This. That's my rant on that.
I think it looks pretty good. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think it looks pretty good. I'm excited. And an option to reopen it. I think where the owners get away with this is in the revenue sharing. There's going to be, nominal increases in revenue sharing. And Justin Dunn came on here and said the CFL is around 20%, but most other pro sports leagues are at 50%. So I think there's that. They're not going to get a big increase in the revenue sharing. And another big contentious point was around the CFL really showing their books, right? Which buckets does the revenue include? And we got to audit, show you every little dime that's come in. Well, now the audit doesn't exactly have to happen. I don't think that the audit's happening. But the players get these concessions on the other side, which I love. So it's great. The guaranteed contracts is the biggest thing, right? The contracts were always a joke because 3 years doesn't matter. As soon as I cut you, you're done anyway. I don't have to pay you. So knowing that it can be guaranteed up to 50%, that helps protect the players a little bit. Ideally, we'll see more naturalized Canadians, and the league will have more longevity as a result. I think it's great.
Okay, so I don't think the guaranteed contracts are the biggest part of this deal. I'm sorry, I'm strangling myself with my ear cord. Because they're not guaranteed until year 3. So if you want to know why Weston Dressler's still miffed at why his time ended in Saskatchewan the way it did, he was cut 1 year into a 4-year deal. Based on that, let's say it was a 3-year deal. If you're cut 1 year into a 3-year deal, you don't get the money. It doesn't become guaranteed until year 3.
Yeah.
As far as unless I've misread this, and let me say, by the way, I'm no idiot. Although I'm not even going to be staying at a Holiday Inn Express. I'm going to be staying at the Days Inn in Estevan. That makes me even smarter. But while I don't know all the ins and outs of this, I have enough respect for both sides in this negotiation that they put more than a few minutes of thought into this. You know what I'm saying? But would you not agree that if you don't live to see year 3 of your contract, you're not getting 50% of the money? Fair?
Yeah, no, that's probably it for sure. But again, I guess how many 3 and 4 and 5 year deals are we seeing in the CFL? It's about as rare as, a solar eclipse, right? I mean, it doesn't happen very often.
Right. But everything's changing vis-a-vis this CBA. So this wasn't a little tweak here or there. These were major radical changes, and you can see why the players wanted to start on this a lot earlier than they did. And I don't want to get into it's in my commentary today. You can go read it right now at rodpedersen.com. I don't know the ins and outs of it. I don't know why this was so contentious or why it took a strike to iron it out. I literally don't know. I've been talking to agents, and they don't know. Some of the agents have said this has been very confusing for them. These guys have law degrees. Yeah. You and I are a couple of small down podunks kicking this around with our viewers today. Because this guy wrote me and said, what do you think about the 49% of snaps being taken by naturalized Canadians? I said, I have no idea, but we'll try and tackle it on the show today. By the way, Rod's rant, that was a mini rant. I mean, what could I possibly be upset about in life? I don't have anything to rant about, but that's my take on the CBA, is this naturalized Canadian thing. And the rant is brought to you daily by Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, the preferred plumbing, heating, and cooling company of the RP show. Boys, tell Camco I just said it again. Find everything you need to know about our services, financing, product information, and more at broncoplumbing.com. I'm not necessarily done with this, but I welcome in the viewers. John Kirby, I'm going to give you one comment today. All of his are good, but I can't. It's not the John Kirby Show. It's the Rod Pedersen Show. John Kirby in Edmonton says lots of Saskatchewan Roughrider fans aren't happy that the game is on a Tuesday, the preseason game. Well, deal with it. I saw the article come out from 3 Down, Craig Dickinson, saying how upset. It's not a maybe, it's a for sure that Calgary and Edmonton have a competitive advantage because they were able to practice Sunday, Monday, 4 days ahead of the Roughriders. Competitive advantage. I like your answer to that, Darren. You should be the commissioner. You'd say you would. We got a break here, but what Darren said yesterday, and I'll repeat it today, is what would you like us to do about it, Craig? We'll kick that around when we come back. We got PGA Championship, Junior Hockey Recap, CPL, NLL, CEBL, all kinds of stuff to get to today. Also, Rob Vanstone and Tori Gurley on the way. You're watching the RP Show on the Game Plus TV network, YouTube live streaming, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Grey Eagle Resort and Casino.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming at the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Are you ready? It's finally time for your next adventure, and it starts at Capital GMC. Custom order the perfect new vehicle for you, or reserve one of the hundreds that's already built and on its way. Can't wait? Get into a GM certified pre-owned vehicle that's on our lot and ready to rock. Plus, the American Export event is back and bigger than ever. We'll send your vehicle south, making you the most money for your trade. Guaranteed. Oh, and for a limited time, all name brand tires are employee priced. Only at Capital GMC. Your adventure starts here.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
The RP Show is brought to you in part by Rockstar Supply Chain Solutions. They bring you the Rockstar of the day. Rockstar Supply specializes in improving your company's performance and bottom line through supply chain management services. Check them out, Rockstar Supply Chain Solutions. Okay, let's bring the Moose in. And yes, I understand we need to just keep rolling. The weather here is causing some issues, I understand, but you're saying that it's actually pretty good. You hear the thunder continues to roll. This is a Garth Brooks song going on down here right now in South Florida. I'm not worried yet, but holy smokes. Fortunately, no wind, Moose. Everything's coming across okay?
Yeah, actually, it's phenomenal right now. You know, we always say number one pit crew in broadcasting. Holy smokes. I was a little nervous in the opening segment, but whatever you guys did in the back, bravo.
Nice work, guys. I apologize for the weather. I want to get back to the CFL thing for a second, but this is daytime sports entertainment talk. It's not just football. It's not just hockey. Rory McIlroy was more interested in his own history in the majors than the peculiar heritage at Southern Hills on Thursday at the PGA Championship. Southern Hills has proven to be favorable to front runners. As for Rory, he's failed to break par in the opening round 15 times in the 27 majors he's played since winning his last one. So there was reason for that bounce in his step when he finished with an 18-foot birdie putt for a 5-under 65 on Thursday, giving him a one-shot lead at the end of a warm and windy day in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's a different world for Tiger Woods. 3 bogeys in the middle of his round ruined a good start for Tiger. 2 bogeys at the end gave him a 74, his worst start at the PGA Championship since 2015. Rory McIlroy had a one-shot lead entering day 2 today over Pebble Beach winner Tom Hogue and Will Zalatoris, who finished his 66 with a 30-foot birdie, his 4th putt of 25 feet or longer. That Will Zalatoris is cool. How much are you following the PGA Championship, Moose?
I got it on right now. Justin Thomas has moved to within 1 stroke. He's 4 under now. He's through 13 holes. So it's great. And that you're right. Will Zalatoris, he's cool, man. He's cool and he's playing well.
Everybody is a fan, I think, of Will Zalatoris. Okay. It is a Football Friday, and on the way, Rob Vanstone and Tori Gurley. So, to the viewers, I shouldn't speak for you, but I was really only recapping what you said yesterday. And from one of our viewers, JT, has written in about this. He says, "Good day, everyone. So Craig Dickinson is complaining already of an unfair advantage, but his first practice is inside a cramped gym playing basketball. Craig needs to get his act together or be gone." Craig's just being a football coach. He's a very close friend of mine. He's just being a football guy. Our competition, 2 guys from our division have had 4 more days of practice than us. Probably not great. But again, him calling the commissioner, Randy Ambrosi, what else could Randy say other than, "What would you like us to do about it, Craig?" Call Jason Kinney before he resigns as Premier of Alberta and have him change the labor laws in Alberta so the Elks and Stamps could walk out on strike. I'm sure those players didn't even want to be there. Hey, I love Dickie, but I'm like, what? Come on.
Well, Dickie's right. It's an unfair advantage. He's right. He should be upset. But, again, what's Randy supposed to do now? If he takes Calgary and Edmonton and says they get 2 days off now and they can't practice, well, those are 2 key practices closer to the game. Now they're more at a disadvantage. And Chris Jones and Dave Dickinson would have every right to be upset at that point. There's no way to make this right now. There's no way to make it fair. And fair does not always mean the same. I think we need to remember that. Fair does not always mean equal or the same. So, yeah, I think he has every right to be upset, but nothing can be done about it.
Regarding the weather, Jennifer from the Four Seasons writes in, she says, "I think I'd prefer having a few snowflakes fly today than a downpour." Fair. Tacona Powley in Winnipeg says, "Rod's raindrops is calming. It's putting me to sleep." LOL. Well, hopefully not the hosts. Not putting us to sleep. The poll question today for Capital Auto Mall Universal Collision Center is, it came from our producer, Clark Monroe. Who is the favorite of the CFL's East Division this year? Toronto, Ottawa, Montreal, or Hamilton? I just tweeted it. Clark puts it up on YouTube. Do you have a sample size, Clark, of what they're saying on YouTube yet? Tiger Cats leading with 42%. And this is the best time of the year because everybody's in first place. And I got to say something today that will make the CFL fans very happy. As I was driving home from the gym, I was listening to WQAM, the all-sports radio station out of here, 560 AM. And they had Mike Florio on, Moose. And I thought that they might have something to talk about with the NFL. He, of course, from Pro Football Talk and Sunday Night in America, Football in America on NBC. Sunday Night Football. No, they were talking about Nick Saban being a narcissist. Because that's all anybody's been talking about for 24 consecutive hours.
Yeah.
Nick Saban being called a narcissist by one of his former assistants. But anyways, Florio, they were talking about college football and the new, what is it, NIB, name, image,
and likeness.
NIB, name, image, and NIL. Yeah, the players can now profit from people profiting off their name, image, likeness. And then it morphed around to the XFL and USFL discussion and them being on these major U.S. networks. Oh, man, I wish you could have heard it. Like, Florio's good. In my 20 years on the CFL, I got kind of annoyed at him. And I know Dunk does now, too, because he stole a lot of stuff from us. A lot of stuff, Mike Florio, and put it on ProFootballTalk.com. But whatever. But what Florio said was he doesn't think the USFL and XFL, despite the TV deals, will survive. He says there's never been a league not named NFL that survived long-term except for the CFL. And I was like, huh? You know when you look at the radio when you're driving? As if the radio's time, huh? And I was hoping they would talk about why they think the CFL has survived for 100-plus years and these other leagues haven't. But then, of course, in my mind, because I'm not just a pretty face, I thought, well, maybe that's something Moose and I could kick around on the show today with our viewers, because that's what we do here every day from noon to 2 Eastern on Game Plus TV and YouTube Live. Why do you think the CFL has survived 100-plus years, longer even than the National Football League? And I was a little ashamed to say I think it's because of the CFL's uniqueness. The very thing that I was willing to sell down the river if it meant survival through COVID, partnering with the XFL. My initial answer to that was its uniqueness. What else could it be?
Well, I would say that they share a hallmark with you and with Ray Bork. And I think it's consistency. The league has gone up and down in terms of the quality. The league has gone up and down in terms of the business structure. But outside of the pandemic, what have they been able to do? They just get on the field and play. No matter how bad the business is, no matter how much money they're making, no matter how much money they're losing, they're playing. Week in and week out. They're on TV week in and week out. Consistency. And I think these other leagues need to have some consistency that, you know what, if you lose money, you got to keep playing. No matter what. If you can't pay your bills, you got to keep playing. No matter what. That's the only way to survive and show people that, guess what? Doesn't matter what happens, we're going to be here. And then the people can trust you and you can build some longevity. I think it's consistency for me.
Tell your friends, start spreading the news. We're live on YouTube right now, and listen live at rodpedersen.com and also on Game Plus Television, because I want a response to this. Here's your meme for the day, Moose. I can see it now. Why has the CFL survived for 100-plus years? Don Mitchell, our Navy friend, writes it. He says the CFL has survived because it is unique and different from U.S. football. Nelson Hackowich, our VP of Sim Events. The CFL has carved out a niche. It's different enough to be good, but not good enough to be massive. From Phil Kershaw, the former chairman of the board of the CFL, president of the Saskatchewan Roughriders, should be in the Plaza of Honor. Phil says the reason the CFL has survived is because we have the franchise for football in Canada. Well, there's more to it than that, Phil. And then he just retracted the comment on Facebook. I think he wanted to edit it. It's just Jeff the Stamps fan. Yet at every speed bump, fans and media alike complain about how the CFL conducts itself. If the CFL had been run for 100 years the way it's being run now, it wouldn't have lasted 100 years. Don't give these guys now credit for the 100-plus years of the CFL. No, stop. That's how I feel anyways. Carlos in Indianapolis says the international border has helped the CFL survive too. I don't understand international border. Because we don't have a wall of China there? What do you mean? You're going to have to explain that. Phil goes on to say the CFL has the franchise for football in Canada, a market for 35 something. He's having fat thumbs. Jennifer at the Four Seasons says, isn't it because it's Canada's game? Well, they'd better watch out because the NFL is coming in and eating their lunch. That's not new. The CFL isn't making the money that it once was. It just isn't. I got an email the other day from NFL Canada. I don't know if you got it, Darren, about their launch of new flag football programs across the country. Like, don't get cocky now, CFL fans and CFL. You still need to work at it. And it's not like Mike Florio was on WQAM Miami today saying how great the CFL is. He just said, other than the NFL, there hasn't been another league last for any period of time other than the CFL. Then they moved on to something else. But I think, look at all the comments that are coming in. I knew, as you know, Moose, I can pick up a hot topic. I can smell it like a fart in a car.
How about that?
And I'm just asking the viewers, what's the first thing that comes to mind when asked, why has the CFL survived for 100-plus years? And this could carry us all day. John Ohm in Winnipeg writes in, he says, the CFL has the best brand on the field. Off the field, a little different story at times. You think the NFL's got a great off-field brand? Really? They're currently battling a racial discrimination lawsuit from one of their coaches, right? Like, they don't... The one thing, Flory, is I'm dropping stuff all over. I'm kicking coffee over. What the hell? It's Friday.
This is going to be a meme, not a video segment. It's okay. Do whatever you want.
Yeah, exactly. Where was I? Squirrel. Oh, the one thing that Florio said was that he says the NFL's too big of a brand to fail and to have any competition even begin to put a dent in it. Whether it's USFL, XFL, it is the football brand. It is the sports brand, really. In North America, it is. There it is. Phil Kershaw says CFL has the football franchise for 34 million people. 35 million people. Football is second only to hockey in popularity. No U.S. franchises in Toronto, but must retain its Canadian identity. So we're going to break, and Moose, I'll bring you back for hour two. I think we got a hot button discussion on the go today, as usual.
Yeah, we do. Okay, enjoy.
Rob Vanstone joins us next. We'll put this question to him and several others, and yours as well if you'd like. From the Regina Leader Post Media National columnist, Rob Vanstone, on this Flame Tech Football Friday. Flame Tech is your industry leader in combustion services. You're watching on Game Plus TV, YouTube Live, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Are you ready? It's finally time for your next adventure, and it starts at Capital GMC. Custom order the perfect new vehicle for you, or reserve one of the hundreds that's already built and on its way. Can't wait? Get into a GM-certified pre-owned vehicle that's on our lot and ready to rock. Plus, the American Export event is back and bigger than ever. We'll send your vehicle south, making you the most money for your trade. Guaranteed. Oh, and for a limited time, all name brand tires are employee priced. Only at Capital GMC. Your adventure starts here.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Is it time to take your event online? Bring it to IKS Live. We've got a fully customized virtual event platform with remote guest support for your next fundraiser, talk show, conference, performance, and more. IKS Live offers live streaming to Facebook Live and YouTube and pre-recorded capabilities, both in our studio with green screen available and on location with pre-production and post-production services. Visit us at ikslive.ca.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming of the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Grey Eagle Resort and Casino.
Are you ready? It's finally time for your next adventure, and it starts at Capital Ford. Custom order the perfect new vehicle for you, or reserve one of the hundreds that's already built and on its way. Can't wait? Get into a pre-owned vehicle that's already on the lot and ready to rock. Plus, the American Export event is back and bigger than ever. We'll send your vehicle south, making you the most money for your trade. Guaranteed. Oh, and for a limited time, all name brand tires are employee priced. Only at Capital Ford Lincoln. Your adventure starts here.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
Promotional consideration for the RP show is brought to you in part by Tough Tribe for Men. It contains aloe vera, botanicals, and antioxidants, traditionally known for their scalp and hair benefits. We are part of the clean beauty industry. Welcome to Clean Beauty for Men, available today at toughtribeformen.com. That's the number 4, toughtribeformen.com, and Amazon Canada. As you can see, it's sunny on the coast. We're in a monsoon, a little bit inland here in beautiful Boca Raton, Florida. We're going to Canada's football capital now. Rob Vanstone joins us from the Regina Leader Post. I'm not sure where he'd like to start. He's got Candy. Hello, Candy. Happy Friday. How you doing, RB?
Good, Rod. It's National Rescue Dog Day, so I wanted to commemorate that with a guest appearance by my little girl here. So
every day is for you, Robert. We know that, and congratulations to you and Christula for doing that. Who is happier that the CFL strike is over and the Riders are on the field, you or John Lynch?
I'm not sure anybody could. I'm not sure anybody could perhaps celebrate this more enthusiastically than John. But I'm up there. I mean, I've been watching this league for more than 50 years now, and it's been something I've enjoyed as an observer, something I've enjoyed professionally. It's part of what flows through the veins after a while. So, especially from the standpoint of, I'd much rather write about players and games than about labor issues, which I can't pretend to be knowledgeable enough about to really master. So I'm glad that we can dispense with all that and actually talk about something that matters.
You know what? You're like me. I don't know even the ins and outs of this deal, obviously. That's not my job, but I will say this. We're a ways away, I think, from talking about West Division and East Division favorites, I think. But from what you know of the CBA, I feel the naturalized Canadian rule is the biggest part of it. What do you think is the most key part of this deal?
Yeah, I think from the player's standpoint, I think the revenue sharing or the potential of it is going to be huge. I think that the guaranteed contracts in year 3, and then the incentive to re-sign with a team with a guaranteed contract provision potentially kicking in is big, because I think one of the problems that they've had in this league is player identifiability, and I think the transience of the players has been a major issue. I mean, if you bought a Rider jersey with number 7 on it, in a matter of a few years, you went from Weston Dressler being number 7 to Willie Jefferson to Cody Fajardo. And I remember Joe 747 Adams and Heath Frylance. But, that's really a big ask for the fans. But as one who's always really loved the Canadian aspect of the Canadian Football League, it's bothersome to me that the playing time of some Canadians appears to be imperiled. We don't know all the details of this. It would seem on the surface that from 7 starting Canadians will eventually go to just a shade over 5.5. That, to me, it seems to be a step in the wrong direction when you consider that the Canadian talent has been developing over the last few decades. I think it's gotten better. And the NFL has recognized that by taking some of those players. But I still think the pool of Canadian talent is by no means depleted to the point where it makes sense to marginalize Canadians the way they seem to be doing. But all in all, I'm just glad there's a deal. And it could have been worse from a Canadian standpoint when you look at, I think, the overtures out there regarding the possible elimination of the ratio and things of that nature.
Those number 7s you named in Rider lore, all great number 7s. It spawned maybe a column for you, because I don't write such columns anymore. Greatest Rider backup quarterback of all time? I'd put Heater in there. I would put a great backup quarterback of the 1990s, Heath Rylance, and a real star at Lauderdale's. Hey, we had Mike Florio this morning on WQAM radio in Miami, was mentioning the CFL. I don't know if you saw our show earlier, Rob, but he was saying that other than the CFL, no other league not named NFL has lasted for any period of time. And I immediately got to thinking, why has the CFL lasted for 100 plus years? And my immediate answer, the first voice that I got in my head, was its uniqueness. How would you answer that question?
I think there's that too. I mean, I'm not sure the uniqueness serves it well in some markets where it isn't that strong, such as BC or Toronto or Montreal. But that being said, I think it's relatable. I think it's so much unlike a lot of the leagues where you can't even get close to the players that you're cheering for. If you're a NFL fan, I don't think you really have much of a prospect of getting anywhere near Tom Brady to say, to get an autograph or to meet him. If you're a Rider fan, well, you can meet Cody Fajardo at practice virtually any day you want. And I think that's one of the strengths of the league. It's relatable, and there isn't a huge disparity in a lot of cases between the salaries that the players are making and the salaries that their fans are earning. It's a fans league, and I think that's kept it going.
Fair. Jeff, the Stamps fan, writes in with 2 questions. Says, does your dog know that she's on television screens in all 10 provinces and 31 states? 1. And 2, Jeff says, best Rider backup quarterback was John Huffnagel and Tom Burgess. With all due respect, a Stamps fan can't weigh in on our question. And I would also say Huffnagel and Burgess were co-quarterbacks, not backups. Am I right, RV?
Yeah, that's an interesting one because, in 81, for example, Joe Barnes started more games than John Huffnagel, but John Huffnagel threw more touchdown passes than Joe Barnes. In 89, when the Riders won the Grey Cup with Austin and Burgess, Tom Burgess is sort of regarded, I think people remember him as the backup, but he threw 22 touchdown passes that season, and Ken Austin threw 16. So who was the backup? Who was the starter? It really, it's an interesting debate there, but they sort of been typecast as backup quarterbacks, but I'm not sure the numbers really bear that out.
They weren't 1-2, they were They were 1A, 1B. So, my take on that. Phil Kershaw, again, watching, says, a reduction in the Canadian ratio will hurt the CFL and the sport at the grassroots level. Less incentive for Canadians to take up the sport. I disagree. Nobody's talking about reducing the ratio. They're upping it from 7 to 8 starting Canadians. Unless, I'm not the brightest guy in the world, RV, but this is why I think this is a massive advancement for the CFL. They're upping the ratio. And I guess if there's more naturalized Canadians, and that will eventually be a problem for Canadian players, but I think this is what is best for the league. Did you cover that already? Or I just feel like we could talk about this for a long time.
Yeah, part of the problem with this, Rod, is that nobody's really spelled it out yet. And there's that whole deal where 3 of them can play up to 49% of the snaps. Well, good luck managing that. But how is that going to work? I think that's not only in theory, but in practice, I think that's a huge question. The 8th starting Canadian will actually be an American, but I'm not necessarily opposed to that, because I think that if such a provision had been in effect, say in 2016, Weston Dressler would have played for the Roughriders that year, and probably for a few more years. And I think there's numerous examples of players of that description who probably would still be here. And so I think that addresses an issue. I'm just really curious to see how those 3 naturalized Canadians, or nationalized Americans, or whatever they're called, I'm curious to see how that is going to work. And to me, I just wonder if it just invites manipulation. There's some pretty savvy coaches out there, and you just wonder how they're going to play that. But without knowing exactly how it's designed, it's really tough to comment. But it part of me is encouraged by it, because I think it might lead to player retention, and I think it might help the quality of the game a bit. But I just worry that the Canadians are going to get shuffled aside in a league that is, the last time I checked, the Canadian Football League.
It's the coaches and the GM's job to manipulate the rules. And I look at the Lightning just down the road. Their general manager, remember putting Kucherov on the injured list all year, playing him in the playoffs? It came up at the GM meetings here just down the road, and they're like, we'll look the other way. That's just what they do. You get paid to win. Yeah. Yeah. All right, RV, have a great weekend. Cheerio, my friend. Always good seeing you.
Good to see you, Rod. You've got rain, we've got snow. What a wonderful day in meteorology. Take care.
Absolutely. Gotcha. Well, I think I might take snow. Taco time viewer takeover is next. We got a hot one on the go today. You're watching the RP show live from South Florida, rainy South Florida, on Game Plus TV, YouTube Live, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest-growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
Grey Eagle Resort and Casino.
Legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep. A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
Are you ready? It's finally time for your next adventure, and it starts at Capital GMC. Custom order the perfect new vehicle for you, or reserve one of the hundreds that's already built and on its way. Can't wait? Get into a GM certified pre-owned vehicle that's on our lot and ready to rock. Plus, the American Export event is back and bigger than ever. We'll send your vehicle south, making you the most money for your trade. Guaranteed. Oh, and for a limited time, all name brand tires are employee priced. Only at Capital GMC. Your adventure starts here.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Nestled in the scenic Qu'Appelle Valley, just 20 minutes northwest of Regina, is one of the finest golf courses in all of Saskatchewan, the Deer Valley Golf Club. The clubhouse has a full-service restaurant, and customers can enjoy a casual dining experience with spectacular views of the golf course and valley. A fully stocked golf shop, staffed by PGA of Canada professionals, is equipped to meet all of your golf apparel and equipment needs. Book your tee time, family event, or corporate tournament today at the Deer Valley Golf Club. Call 306-731-1445.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest-growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
It is the RP Show. And this is Taco Time Viewer Takeover. Did you know Taco Time has been around for over 40 years in Canada? This iconic brand and a Canadian favorite serves over 3.2 million burritos, 2.5 million tacos, and over 1 million Mexi fries every year. Get out to Taco Time for lunch today. I don't know how this looks. I don't know what's coming across the air. Producer Clark has just came over in my ear in the break and said, can you move up closer to the microphone and turn it down? It might mitigate the sound of the rain. Ladies and gentlemen, I have never seen anything like this. To quote my mom, Judith Ann Peterson, I've never seen the beat of it. We're just getting hammered by rain here in this Boca Raton area. So to the text line, and Clark says it's working beautifully. So that's good. I don't know how it looks, but if it's working beautifully and you're happy, I'm happy. It's one thing that my brother said that he loves about this show. Anything could break out at any time, and usually does. Brady Witt writes in, he's watching on Game Plus TV, writes in on the 902 text line, and he says, hi, Rod. The signing of J. Cole by the Shooting Stars should bring a lot of attention to the CEBL. That's why I'm wearing my Saskatchewan Rattlers golf shirt today. The CEBL tips off their season next week. Brady goes on to say the Lightning are on a roll and look like they will win the series. Hopefully Game 2 of the Battle of Alberta is as exciting as the first. That is some humid rain there in Florida. I speak with multiple years of experience. That from Brady, from Saskatoon, that clearly knows the weather patterns of South Florida. I did not until recently. Sean, watching in Vancouver on Game Plus TV, says, the rains of change, Roddy. Yeah, I guess the changes are still going on, I guess. Like, I feel like turning the camera around and showing you the neighbor's roof. The water just pounding up, bouncing 3 feet high. But there's no wind. Last minute of play in hour one. Last minute of play. Jim Wagner's watching in Balgony, Sask. He says the added ambient rain noise is a nice touch to the show today. Great show again, guys. And Stephen Jacobson watching in Minot, North Dakota, the Magic City. He said, if we could yell hello south of Estevan this weekend, you could get additional followers after throwing Taco Time and Timbits over the border.
How about that?
Is there a Taco Time in Estevan? Can we confirm or deny? There is! Grab the gift certificates, Clark. He was just there last night. And certainly Tim Hortons, too. Ooh, doggy. We got a great hour, too, coming up if I don't float away here on Game Plus TV. Stick around, everybody.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Hey, Rod Squad. Now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show. Official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
People donate blood for moments like this.
But there are lots of reasons why Canada's Lifeline needs donors every day.
Like the fact that someone with leukemia can need up to 8 units of blood a week.
Or that donated blood lasts no longer than 42 days.
Or to help new moms and babies, like Henry.
There's lots of reasons to donate blood. That's why we need donors every day.
The need for blood is constant. Join Toyota and our Toyota dealers in supporting Canada's Lifeline.
Lot of sun, smoky in the air, that's a lot of time. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
ready? It's finally time for your next adventure, and it starts at Capital Ford. Custom order the perfect new vehicle for you, or reserve one of the hundreds that's already built and on its way. Can't wait? Get into a pre-owned vehicle that's already on the lot and ready to rock. Plus, the American Export event is back and bigger than ever. We'll send your vehicle south, making you the most money for your trade. Guaranteed. Oh, and for a limited time, all name brand tires are employee priced. Only at Capital Ford Lincoln. Your adventure starts here.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. EDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services, and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right. Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Roughriders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
There's something about starting the program at noon Eastern. It gives me the morning to get things done. We're not putting jerseys in any more contracts for speaking events. We can't do because Theo and I have just had a hang of a time getting jerseys delivered to events that I'm speaking at. I feel bad. Can you sign these and ship them out, Theo? He said, done. And they went to the wrong place. Joe, no more jerseys. But we found the jerseys. We found them.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
Welcome, everybody, to the RP Show. It's a little bit of a different look than you're used to on this Flame Tech Football Friday. Flame Tech is your industry leader in combustion services. Start spreading the news. The RP Show's talking football today, as we do every Friday, and mostly CFL on day 2 of training camps. Live on Game Plus television across all 10 provinces and 31 states. Tell your friends to tune in. You might see a man float away on live television and hopefully not get electrocuted. Lightning and thunderstorm going on. I feel like I'm in a WKRP episode right now. Do we have the... Can you tell me the second Moose logs in, please? They're telling me that we don't have our co-host Darren DuPont ready here for... Maybe the Crows got him. Anyways, I didn't have a chance to get to our one's sports update, so we'll do that right now. The Battle of Alberta resumes tonight in the sport of hockey as the Calgary Flames are hosting the Edmonton Oilers for Game 2 at Scotiabank Saddledome. Game 1 was wild, as you know, with the Flames winning 9-6, the highest scoring game in 23 years. In the other game in the Stanley Cup Playoffs tonight, the Carolina Hurricanes will be looking to remain unbeaten at home during the playoffs as they welcome the New York Rangers in Game 2. Canes won the opener in overtime by a score of 2-1. The Toronto Blue Jays, after a day off, will open a 3-game series with the Cincinnati Reds this evening as Hyun-Jin Ryu will get the start against Luis Castillo. Canadian star Joey Votto is expected to be in the lineup for the Reds as he makes his return after being sidelined for more than 2 weeks with COVID-19. In the NBA playoffs, the Golden State Warriors are entertaining the Dallas Mavericks for Game 2 of their Western Conference Finals matchup. The Dubs took Game 1, 112-87, as Canada's Andrew Wiggins played a key role in helping lock down Mavs star Luka Doncic, holding him to only 20 points. This sports update brought to you by Ballers Rec Room. Check out our brand new line of games for the Tab Brewhouse and Drive-Thru Liquor Store and for Red Bull Canada. Red Bull gives you wings. They tell me in my ear that the Moose is here, and let's bring him in. I know that you're prepared, Moose, to take over the show at any time if I float away, but I'm not going to put out into the universe being electrocuted because we don't want that to happen. But although we don't want that out in the universe. No, that could very easily happen. The power could go out. T. Will, watching in Winnipeg, says that's what the weather has looked like in Winnipeg for the last week now. Today's show has turned into a weather report. I feel like I'm in a WKRP episode, Moose. I really do. This is... Yeah, my cousin Chris in Medicine Hat says, holy crap, Rain City. I've never seen anything like it. I saw there was an 80% chance of rain around noon Eastern when we went to air today, and I'm like, it'll be a little sprinkle. Put the cover on the Jeep. The lawn guy's going to be by later. Yeah, he ain't coming around today. Man, can we check on the lawn guy?
What do you got? Those rain barrels that you'd have? My dad would have one in the garden, right? They're like 4 feet tall or 5 feet. They're tall, big, round. It looks behind you like somebody's on your roof pouring one of those buckets just straight down. It's insane.
It's the ALS Challenge. Just a couple years late.
Yeah.
Phyllis is watching in Winnipeg. She says, love the rain sound behind Rod. It's very cathartic.
How about that? Oh, no.
What?
Oh,
that just happened. That was like a gunshot went off a block away. Lightning. JT writes in and says, love the sound of that rain, thunder, and lightning. Speaking of lightning, how about the Tampa Bay Lightning? Well, JT, you're a football fan, and it's a Flame Tech Football Friday, so we already covered that last hour. And there's a little bit of rain wafting in here through the screen. If that lightning gets any closer, you are going to be taking over this show, Moose, for the rest of the way. Tori Gurley is going to be joining us later on in hour 3. God willing. I have to apologize to you, Darren. I had no idea that this was going to be a thing today. This is like the worst storm since I've been down here, and I've been down here pretty much all winter. Like Jeff the Stamps fan has written, and he says, Rod, if you need to build an ark, first you need on board our Bo Levi and his wife. Well, they're not here. And I'm sure Bo's not so worried about me. But what would you talk about, Moose, for the rest of the show if you had to take over? I'm curious.
Oh, I'd probably run through the depth chart of the Tennessee Titans for a good 10 or 15 minutes. No, we would tee up the game tonight. Battle of Alberta continues tonight. We'd really get into that. That would be awesome. I'm really looking forward to getting Tori on the show, not just to talk about what's going on in the CFL, but what's the latest in the NFL. We've been a little bit disconnected from that league. And you're right, they've taken a little bit of a pause, right? The NFL, a little bit of a pause before OTAs. But so many storylines with quarterbacks moving. Matt Ryan moved. Aaron Rodgers, where is he at now without Devontae Adams? And where do the Packers fit? There's the A.J. Brown trade, and what does that mean? There's so many different storylines, right now in the NFL. And your Cowboys, what's that look like? So I'm really curious about where that's going to go. And obviously, we haven't really spent much time talking about Game 2 in the Battle of Alberta tonight.
Well, no, and because it's a Flame Tech Football Friday. And
right.
I saw you posted to our social media the interview with Lanny McDonald from yesterday. So if anybody wants to see Lanny's take on tonight, he thinks that the rest of the series is going to settle right down. From Nelson Hakowich, our VP of Sim Events, writes in. He says, hi, I'm Rod Pedersen, and this is Calm. I am a big fan of the Calm app. I learned of it from my niece. It really works. From Ryan H., he said, this is a great show today. You're all doing great. Well, thank you. From Jim Vancha, watching on YouTube, says, how many seconds between the flash and the thunder? Remember, 5 seconds is a smile. No, it's like bang, bang. Like they say in football, they call it a bang, bang play. It's bang, bang.
Yeah.
The lightning flashes and the thunder goes. It's dang close, man.
What did you see? The tweet just came in, too. Praying that @Rod Pedersen makes it through the @Rod Pedersen Show today with the praying emoji. So we got
From
support.
who?
There it is. from Chris. So
thank you, Chris.
Now.
Put some raindrops on there. Andrew Stute writes it and says, "Good morning, Rod, from rainy Regina." Do you want to rephrase that? Rainy Regina? Do you have anything going on like this?
No, we don't. The streets are dry, man. There was the odd snowflake. And
you got the balls to say it's raining where you are? Can you put that back up on the screen? I got to put like a rain jacket on. Anyways, he says, happy to see the CFL's back. Go Riders. I enjoyed the game in Tampa last night. I'm so impressed with Tampa. They just know how to win. I'm actually not joking. The rain is moving in, and I feel like I'm going to have to move my gear a little further closer to the building here. It's coming into this. Like, I'm literally getting soaked where I am right now, and I'm pretty sure you guys don't want that. Do you want to go to a break?
We don't want you
We're going to a break. We'll be right back on Game Plus TV, YouTube Live, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Are you ready? It's finally time for your next adventure, and it starts at Capital GMC. Custom order the perfect new vehicle for you, or reserve one of the hundreds that's already built and on its way. Can't wait? Get into a GM-certified pre-owned vehicle that's on our lot and ready to rock. Plus, the American Export event is back and bigger than ever. We'll send your vehicle south, making you the most money for your trade. Guaranteed. Oh, and for a limited time, all name brand tires are employee priced. Only at Capital GMC. Your adventure starts here. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services, and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Grey Eagle Resort and Casino.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. EDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep. A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
Some of the challenges we face with the CT technology that we have today is some of the deficiencies in around integration with some of our other systems. The addition of 2 new 4D simulators within the programming, the Saskatchewan Cancer Agency is going to have significant impact on the care we provide to the people of Saskatchewan.
Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com. All right, that is not what Florida looks like today at all, and this is not the sound of Rod Pedersen either. We are taking things on the fly, baby. What I was told in my ear was that there was a strike of lightning, and we lost Rod. Now, we didn't lose him, like he didn't pass, I don't think. But I don't really know, because that's all I was told in my ear. We think the power went out. So we are here and we are hanging out. Clark, we've got a long time here. I got a couple things for you. Who do you got on speed dial that you can bring into the program on short notice before we get to Tori Gurley? That would be option one. Where is Justin Dunk at right now? And is he available on short notice? So literally text him or call him. But I want to get back into the chat. Somebody asked if there was a wet T-shirt contest happening. I think that was Jennifer. So that's pretty funny. I don't know if he's going to have a wet T-shirt contest going on. But Randy from the Peg says, where's the RP rain gear that I need to put in the budget? Yes, I think we need to look at that. We actually had a merch meeting yesterday to look at the track suits that Rod wants. He wants track suits in the store. So we'll look at that. Very, very interesting. But I'm also going to need the viewers here. And we find out that the Elks have released high-profile quarterback Cardale Jones. That from JT, I believe, in Edmonton. So that's exciting news there. I was excited about Cardale Jones to see if he would survive with the Edmonton Elks and if he would get a chance to play. Chris Jones has been notorious for experimenting with these quarterbacks, and I think we're always really interested, whether it was Johnny Manziel coming up, and he actually played, and it didn't work out, but, you know, Vince Young with Saskatchewan or Paxton Lynch, the former first-round draft pick of the Denver Broncos, and now Cardale Jones, who we saw star at Ohio State. I kind of wanted to see how these guys get in. It's always curious, even in preseason, so I hate seeing these guys get cut before we ever get to see them in a game. So the word is this morning, Cardale Jones is out in Edmonton. Shane Mellinson's watching from Deer Valley. Rod, bring him in as soon as he's ready. Rod, Shane's worried about you. Shane Mellinson's worried about you. He said, I hope you're safe, Rod. So it looks like you're good. We didn't lose you. But all that they told me in my ear was there was a big strike of lightning and we lost Rod. I didn't know if you got struck by lightning, if the power went out, but it's good to have you back.
Who told you that? Who said that?
Jordan in my ear. I'm like, Jordan, did he pass? Did he? Whatever. And he's like, I can't read your lips, but you're up.
Well, like I said, listen. I'm sitting here moving all this stuff in closer to the building to get away from the rain coming in the screen, and I looked down and saw that gigantic power bar. I'm like, this isn't funny anymore.
Yeah.
I'm connected to that thing. You know what I'm saying?
I can't get wet.
I can't get wet. None of this can get wet. So anyways, we're away from the rain, and I think it stopped raining. Oh, my God. This might end up being our most viewed episode ever because I'm getting those messages, too. People are writing in going, we might watch a man die on television today. And I just realized I got one of the lights pointed the other way. So I think we're doing okay lighting-wise. Are we not?
Oh, yeah, it looks good. We're doing okay.
Bingo!
Yeah. Sometimes I wonder if your good is just you being nice, not being honest. You know what I mean? Trying to spare my feelings.
What am I supposed to say? Looks like crap, Rod. Can you get it straightened out? You know, you're only.
Yeah, I would appreciate it, actually. I would appreciate that.
But no, it looks good. I would tell you if it looked bad.
I just flipped open my laptop and the screen's all covered in water. Yeah, it's going to be long. Oh, it's fixable. Oh, here's one. Norm Fong writes in, the Hall of Fame equipment manager of the Saskatchewan Roughriders and formerly of the Regina Pats and Kansas City Blades, and says, Rod, Jim Hobson is getting inducted into the Mike Ditka Gridiron Greats Hall of Fame tonight. Signed, Fongo. You know, it's amazing, by the way, that I've had some close dealings with the Gridiron Greats over the years. Not anymore, clearly. But congratulations for Hoppy for going in. I've had a lot of friends go into that. The Super Bowl party that I was at, Moose, that you dropped me off at in Los Angeles, was benefiting the Gridiron Greats. It is a Hall of Fame for, obviously, worthy pro football players, but the benefits go to players down on their luck, former pro football players. Hoppy's not one of those, but I'm glad to see that he's going into the Gridiron Greats Hall of Fame. It's Mike Ditka's Gridiron Greats. I just talked to Jim last week. How did he not bring that up? Oh, wow. Darren in Salt Lake City writes, he says, Rod, I keep looking for George Clooney and Mark Wahlberg over your shoulder. I didn't realize you were doing the Perfect Storm sequel today. I can't imagine what this has looked like on live television today. You're welcome, by the way. Not you, the viewers. Are you getting any traction on your meme of why the CFL has survived 100 plus years? I feel like that was 100 days ago that we even talked about that after what's gone on here in the last 30 minutes.
Doesn't it feel like it? You know, starting to get some comments in, but yeah, it's we'll see where this goes. So they agree with you. One comment came in on Instagram. Both of those things that you said, uniqueness, and I said consistency, and plus the concept of what the league means and what it stands for. So that's cool. You know, why does the CFL survive and all these other leagues haven't been able to survive for more than a couple of seasons? Yeah, I'd be interested to see some more answers come in.
For those that care, and I assume it's everyone that's watching right now, the rain has stopped. I think we're going to be all right. And the lightning, too. We may formulate another plan past today in the event that this happens again, but you just watched probably broadcast history be made on Game Plus Television and YouTube Live.
I'm going to change the title of the YouTube post when we're done off the air from Rod Pedersen Show, May 20th, to Man Narrowly Escapes Death on live TV.
Now, we're not off the air yet. Don't get cocky. We got 40 minutes to go.
Yeah, no celebrating on the 1 yard line.
No. Phyllis writes in, she says, no, it's entertainment at its finest. Keep it up, guys. From Andrew Stute says, hope you're safe, Rod. Sorry to stress you out, LOL. You didn't stress me out, Andrew. The weather stressed me out, and I don't necessarily very often get stressed out, but when you're in the middle of a monsoon like this on live television with your life literally on the line, it tends to be a little stressful. And it's rainy where you are? Sure.
Yeah. Can you imagine if you were watching Mike Greenberg this morning and he was dipping in and out of a lightning storm?
This is what we think. And trust me, I want to get back to the actual football, but stuff happens. And stuff happened today on the show. Mike Greenberg, I don't expect ESPN would have this happen to them on a live set. But in my mind, this is flashing all those meetings with Paul and Jordan. This is why we don't want to be outside. A monsoon and an electrical storm could happen. I'm like, no, it won't. It doesn't until it does. Until it does. I'm going to have to admit those two might have been right about something. And Ryan, too. And then the other thing is when we watch CNN, and it's that guy, usually in South Florida. He's got his yellow rain jacket on. He looks like Big Bird. He's got the drawstrings pulled tight like he's a first grader. Right? And he's reporting live from the storm. And we sit back on the couch and go, what an idiot. Well, at least that guy had a rain jacket on. I got a dang Saskatchewan Rattlers golf shirt. From Tacona Powley in Winnipeg. Rod, how was jet skiing? Right? Jet skiing, getting this gear saved. Nelson Hakowicz, which was more stressful, this storm or the blackout bowl storm and being crammed in a press box at Taylor Field? This by a mile, and that's not recency bias. Funny how shows get hijacked and you Thought you were going to talk about something, and then something else happens. And what Nelson's referring to, which I could go on 59 minutes on that, which ironically was how long that I went on, 2007, August 2007, Edmonton Eskimos at the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Were you there that night, Darren?
I was at the game, yeah.
You were there. 2007, August. It's been encapsulated in a book called Green Magic, a bestseller written by me. It was in the third quarter. Edmonton had the lead, if I'm not mistaken, and all of a sudden, all the lights and power went out at Taylor Field, the grand old lady, the stadium which has hosted more pro football games than any other stadium in Canada. Pro football games. Taylor Field. And I broadcast over a cellular phone for 59 minutes, talking to our producer back at the studio, Morris, the Rod Weeder Delorme. Morris wanted to play music. And I said, nope, this is far too important. We need to stay on the air for this entire blackout. God knows how long it's going to be. We got to keep people informed. We got to tell them how to be safe. We need to inform fans of what's going to go on here. And I had a steady stream of guys. This is how dark it was. And I don't know, you can tell your side of the story in a minute. But in the press box at Taylor Field, I could not see my hand in front of my face. That's how black it was in the stadium, and I'm on a cellular phone broadcasting live. George Black, the CFL's director of officiating, came in. It was George Black, was it not? Was it not George Black? You guys are too young to remember. I think it was George Black. Yeah, it was George Black. George White was the former Rider linebacker. George Black. He came on, and he was with me for 10 minutes. The Riders' defensive coordinator, Richie Hall, was good enough to come down the hall and go on with me for another 10 minutes. My color commentator, Carm Carteri, for 20 to 25. And I'm sitting here trying to get reports from the police. People were leaving the stadium. There were police officers telling them, go home, the game's over, go home. Of course, it wasn't. After 59 minutes, the power comes back on, and we're going to replay the game. And the Riders, of course, came back and won. Darren, did you leave, or did you come back? I think you came back. Or, sorry, you never left, if I'm not mistaken.
I never left.
Yeah.
We all went inside. It was raining so bad. Some people stayed outside and just decided to get wet and just soak it all in. We all went into the concourse, right, or underneath the stands, and we're all huddled up, and it was the same thing. People had cell phones out, trying to get any kind of light. You could have lighters, whatever, and huddled around. There were several people put their popcorn buckets upside down on their heads to avoid getting wet. To keep the rain off their heads. That was wild. But we all huddled inside. And then when you went back out onto the field, it was so cool because people just forgot about where they sat. They all rushed to the front. It was like standing room only at a concert. Standing on the bleachers and just huddled chest to back, pushing as far down as you could. Maybe half the stadium was left. But it was louder than any other building I'd ever been in at the time. It was so loud. And there was such a small portion of the stadium that was still left with fans. And then the Riders came back and won. And it was a really cool moment.
Well, Nelson asked what was more stressful, that or this. And that is what I do. It's what I was, or at least what I thought I was put on the earth to do. I've realized it's now something else. But I do that pretty well, too. Here today, I was worried about my physical safety. I'm not joking. And once I saw this power bar down here, which is the size of, what, a home plate? I'm like, whoa, if that thing gets fried, we all get fried. Stacy Champagne, watching from Access World Headquarters, writes in and he says, that was probably my favorite Rider game ever. From Ryan McCarthy in newscaster voice. He's watching in New York. This is Rod Pedersen reporting live from Taylor Field. Here's the present news. It's still dark. It's been dark for a while. I'll keep you updated as events warrant. No, Ryan, I stayed on the air for 59 minutes straight. I did not pop in and out. As Darren would say, as constant as the Northern Star. Doug Stephen, watching on YouTube. Hey, Rod, I will take the rain over the snow we had yesterday and this morning. Doug from cold Davidson. Stay safe, my friend. Thank you, Doug, and I think we've made it through the worst of it. You know what's funny? T-Will in Winnipeg writes in, says, is that where the watermelon hats came from? No. The story on the watermelon hats is the Riders' advertising agency of record, Phoenix Group, the two guys that were running it at the time, Trent Fraser and Darren Mitchell, were in Winnipeg. This was prior to the Banjo Bowl even being called the Banjo Bowl. And they saw two Rider fans running up and down the aisle at old Winnipeg Stadium wearing watermelons on their head. Just two random guys. And like Rider flags as capes around their necks. And they looked at each other and like, that's genius. Came home and the watermelon phenomenon campaign was born, which stands to this day one of the most iconic marketing strategies and schemes in, I would say, pro football history. From two guys, Rider fans, at a game in Winnipeg. And as you often say, Darren, nothing's original in the marketing business. It was, in a way, stolen, but that's where that came from.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And recognizing opportunities, knowing what can be scaled, what's going to reach more people. I mean, it's smart. You see something cool, and you know what? That watermelon thing could have fallen flat on its face, right? But you know what? They tried it, and it worked. It's only going to work if you try it.
I'm reading the comments. That's why I'm laughing. I'm sorry. Maybe today will be the tipping point day that we never look back. And remember that day Rod almost died in Florida?
Looks like the sun's coming
31
out.
minutes. 31 minutes away from this being over and saying we did it. Nelson Hackowitz says CBC started showing Anne of Green Gables that night. I know. I'm pretty sure it's all in the book that I wrote about that season. It was all part of a very special season. And I remember because we had the game on in the booth. We always do. And I'm like, what a bunch of wussies. CBC's going to Anne of Green Gables. I felt that I had a responsibility as the voice of the Saskatchewan Roughriders to keep the province and our listeners and Rider fans informed of what was going on in one of the most iconic nights in provincial history. That's a fact, Jack. And CBC goes to Anne of Green Gables. And which, by the way, this is how the radio business works. Back then, well, they still have these RTNDA awards, Radio Television News Director Association, RTNDA awards. And my boss came down to my desk at the radio station and said, hey, would you mind cutting together the highlights of your 59 minutes on the air? And I said, why don't you get somebody else to do it? And he goes, well, no, if you put it together, we're going to nominate it for an award for live, on-the-spot news coverage. And I'm like, well, who could beat that? Clearly I'm going to win. So I put it together, gave it to them, they shoved it in, and as it turns out, the news director of the competing radio station was on the board, the voting board, and I didn't win. I was like, who on Anne of Green Gables, God, Green Earth, did a better job in the last year of reporting live event than that? And that's when I realized, I'm like, don't ever nominate me for anything ever again, because these things are a sham and a joke. And the fact of the matter is, people like Nelson make it all worthwhile because he remembered. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. T. Will in Winnipeg, what we'll say about today, remember that day we almost had the debut episode of the Darren DuPont Show? Sure, you laugh now. Rick Hagelin
I saw my
says
business
our family
flash before my eyes.
Did you really? Our Rick Hagelin says our family was returning from Alberta and listened to the game on our truck radio, and somewhere east of the overpass near Pence, we saw the lights come on. If that isn't just the most Sask story ever. You can see it from 36 kilometers away when the lights come back on.
Yeah.
The whole province goes nuts. Well, you were listening to me, Rick, which you knew. Ryan H. says, Rod, you seem more relieved that there was a taco time in Estevan. than you were when the rain slowed down. Potato, potato. Rick goes on. Oh, this. Okay, I'm going to have to go to a break here. I'm going to snap. Rick goes on to. Rick says, and you're going to understand why. You don't see the comments, do you, or do you see the comments?
I pulled them up. I don't have them now. I pulled them up when you were gone, so I had some content to talk about. But no, we were okay.
Rick Hagelin goes on to say, "We always admired you, Rod." Breaking news: I didn't die. You can still admire me. We always admired you, Rod. It was like a family member of mine after I left the Roughriders said, "Your brothers were so proud of you." Were? Part of the reason that I'm in South Florida now.
Bob's your uncle.
Bob's your uncle. What else you got, Moose?
Time to take a break. No, I'm kidding.
No, honestly, Nelson asked me why. What was more stressful? I'm going to go into the house and pop about 5 Aleve because I now have a raging, bangaroo stress headache, and which I don't get headaches. You're around me all the time, but that's why I used to drink so much. I swear to God, stress.
Yeah.
But now these Aleve will get rid of it, and we'll get on with the rest of the show. See you for overtime, God willing, Moose.
All right, I'll be on standby.
You are watching the RP Show on the Game Plus TV network live from rainy South Florida. Also on YouTube Live and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now. You gotta subscribe. Click the subscribe button for all the content you may have missed.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. Take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest-growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Roughriders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep. A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Experts in all residential and commercial plumbing services and proudly serving Regina and area since 1978. Bronco Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We'll treat you right.
Hey, Rod Squad, now you can join the team with your very own RP Show gear. Head to rodpedersenshop.com and get yours today while supplies last. It's just like we wear on the show, official RP Show gear at rodpedersenshop.com.
Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. Casino Fantasy. Gotta shine.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
Prayers up for the Florida Panthers. Down 0-2 in their first round series to the Tampa Bay Lightning following a Game 2 literal last-second loss to the Lightning last night. But we're talking football today, and it came up. Mike Florio talking about it today on WQAM Florida Radio, Miami. By the way, the rain's back, so we're not off the air. We're not done yet, and we're not out of the woods yet. But anyways, he talked about the CFL is the only league that has had any longevity that's not named NFL. They talked about USFL folding, XFL folding, Alliance folding. We can get into that with Tori Gurley, our next guest, Packers alum, Browns alum, Toronto Argonauts too. Tori, you didn't tell me about the rainstorms in South Florida. I've almost floated away today, man. You ever been caught in one of these?
Nah, but you might need to get in the ark just in case if Noah come by. You know, make sure you get Tua everything.
Now I get it. Tua. Well, I'm in the right spot. Get it? Miami. Hey, listen, you're in South Carolina right now? Or North Carolina?
South Carolina.
Okay, you're in Columbia. Listen, I'm trying to tell our Canadian viewers that all anybody's talked about for the last 24 hours is Jimbo Fisher at Texas A&M calling Nick Saban a narcissist. I'm assuming it has reached where you are, man. That is the talk of football in America today. Would you agree?
Oh, of course. And, you know, it's petty how these coaches are going at each other because we all know that, you know, in this wild business of college football that, you know, players get paid, you know, parents get paid, high school coaches get paid, you know, whatever it takes to get that prospect on campus to help that school win a national championship or a conference championship. You know, we all know that. We've seen the movies, you know, we know the story. So to actually hear Nick Saban like go after people and call them out, you know, it was just unbelievable because we're all just looking like, hey, you know, that program isn't as squeaky clean as you make it out to be.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, that's why it's so delicious. It's so, yeah, Nick Saban started the whole thing saying that Texas A&M bought the #1 recruiting class in America, which, by the way, is what you're doing in your life right now, right, with home field advantage. Like, you're right in the middle of this up to your eyeballs.
Yeah, and what I tell people is you can't buy a championship. You know, if it was that easy, that means the Yankees would win the World Series every year. The Dallas Cowboys, you know, Jerry Jones would pay any amount of money to have a Super Bowl, and the Los Angeles Lakers would just go 82-0. So, you know, with you bringing in kids that are getting paid a lot of money, you have to be able to manage those type of egos. And you know, sometimes I'd rather take a chance at a kid that was overlooked compared to just going out here trying to bid for all these top players because that chemistry, it has to mesh and it has to mold when those guys show up on campus, because if not, you'll just have a bunch of individuals trying to play a team sport.
There's a lot of roads we could go down with you, Tori. I mean, the CFL has a new CBA. We're into day 2 of training camps. There's the naturalized Canadian rule, which I don't think you were in the CFL long enough, not even with one team, to have become a naturalized Canadian. But you did meet your wife in Canada. Your whole life changed because of the CFL. I know you love the Canadian Football League. So what's your take on the strike, the eventual CBA, and the fact that they're playing ball?
No, I'm happy for those guys to get out there and compete. I'm forever indebted to the Canadian Football League. I mean, the best time of my life. It gave me an opportunity to grow as a player and grow as a man. And, you know, I'm forever thankful. You know, I was able to travel all across North America and last but not least, to meet you and be able to be on your platform. So those are things that I never take for granted. And I tell any guy that's still chasing a football dream, the NFL is fine, but the CFL will definitely help you get back there. You know, you can go there, get some game film, be able to see the world. And, you know, for the most part, I've had many guys that end up staying in the CFL because they enjoy not looking over their shoulder and being the guy. So, you know, I think it's a win-win for both. And like I said, I'm forever indebted to the Canadian Football League.
Well, and I'll be honest with you, your phone call that day in June of 2019 changed my life. So that now that you're mentoring young people, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And I'll go one step further. Our question came up today. Why has the CFL lasted over 100 plus years when all these other leagues haven't? What would be your immediate answer to that?
What I truly appreciate is how Canadians stick together. You know, something in America, you know, is every man for himself, but in Canada, you guys rally around whatever it is. If it's hockey, if it's family, you guys stick to it. And that's why the Canadian Football League has been around for so long, because that is your league. You know, you're not persuaded by what the USFL does or what the NFL does. It's the Canadian League. You guys didn't, you know, try to implement the rules to make it look like American football is how you do it. And, you know, you stuck with it. And that's why it's been out for 100 plus years, and it gives guys opportunities to play this great game of football. So, you know, that's something that, you know, I wish we would adopt here in America is, you know, sticking together as a team and as family, because I feel like Canadians do such a great job of that.
Well, it's nice for you to say that. I think the Canadians need to hear that, and I think you're absolutely right. In America, it seems like it's going the other way, unfortunately. And it's like how we started this interview with Saban and Jimbo Fisher. Look at that. They should be working together, and here they are fighting like children. And that's kind of the take that I've seen with all the media, is that this is just sad that these guys are sitting there sniping at each other like this. But in the time we have left, which is a few minutes, what is on your football radar right now? Is it NFL stuff? Is it CFL stuff? College stuff? Spring leagues? What? What's keeping you busy?
This guy right here, he's keeping us busy, but it's definitely college football. We're going into camp season. Same thing with CFL. Kim and I and TJ will be up in Canada pretty soon next month to go visit the in-laws and take him to his first Canadian football game, and for him to meet some of my teammates, and for us to get on set one day and, you know, get back to the studio. So we have a lot of things planned. And, you know, we're just excited. You know, it's football season. We're literally just a few months away from all this stuff kicking off, and it's the best time of the year.
Well, I mentioned to Rob Vanstone of the Regina Leader Post last hour that maybe it's too early to talk about division favorites, but it's never too early to talk about division favorites. So who do you see in the Grey Cup in Regina in November 2022?
Wild card, I'm going to say give me the Argos and give me give me Montreal. Give me Montreal, and also I'll take Winnipeg does a great job. In Winnipeg, you know, those would be my two dark horses to be in the Grey Cup this year.
I tell you, I'm glad you amended your Eastern pick, because I knew any team your boy Trevor Harris was on, you were going to go with them. Tori, give my best to the family. I appreciate the time. Yeah?
Wait a minute, one more. I'm going to go with Montreal, and let's go with the Roughriders, Sask. I got to go with the home team. So
how about that?
All right, sorry I put you on the spot. It's a Montreal-Saskatchewan Grey Cup, a rematch of 2009 and 2010. Tori, thanks for this. Have a great weekend.
All right, thanks for having me.
Our NFL insider and new father, but not so new, Tory Gurley. One more segment left, and the Moose will rejoin us for Taco Time Viewer Takeover. You're watching on Game Plus TV, YouTube Live, and 24-hour sports radio at rodpedersen.com.
Have you subscribed to the Rod Pedersen Show YouTube channel yet? Head to youtube.com/The Rod Pedersen Show now.
Business owners and marketers. Okay, we know you think we're pretty cool. That's why we want you to share in the coolness factor. Partner with the Rod Pedersen Show and market your business every weekday to sports lovers just like yourself. take advantage of our many cost-effective commercial and promotional opportunities. Tell the world about your business. Yes, the world. Thanks to Game Plus TV and the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. Contact us today and find out how you can be a part of Canada's fastest-growing sports talk show, The Rod Pedersen Show.
Universal Collision Center is Saskatchewan's premier auto body shop. Our extensive process ensures that every vehicle that comes through our state-of-the-art facilities is returned pre-accident condition, and that every UCC customer experience is an easy one. We're certified to repair all makes, all models, and all luxury brands, and Universal Auto Spa offers full-service detailing packages to suit you and your vehicle. Plus, we're the official body shop of your Saskatchewan Roughriders. Universal Collision Center, 3910 Rochdale Boulevard and 2355 First Avenue in Regina.
Lot of sun, smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Big time, big time, big time, big time.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. EDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
A legend throws 713 yards in a single pro football game.
A legend wins 3 Grey Cup MVP awards.
Allen looking deep. A legend scores 1,209 points in 1,127 NHL games. Play among legends at betregal.net.
Are you ready? It's finally time for your next adventure, and it starts at Capital Ford. Custom order the perfect new vehicle for you, or reserve one of the hundreds that's already built and on its way. Can't wait? Get into a pre-owned vehicle that's already on the lot and ready to rock. Plus, the American Export event is back and bigger than ever. We'll send your vehicle south, making you the most money for your trade. Guaranteed. Oh, and for a limited time, all name brand tires are employee priced. Only at Capital Ford Lincoln. Your adventure starts here.
Here's how your business can be a part of Canada's fastest growing sports talk show. All you have to do is contact us, and we will tell you all about the dynamic and exciting marketing opportunities we have, utilizing a fully integrated 360-degree multi-platform. Imagine your business seen and heard across Canada on Game Plus TV and around the world on the Rod Pedersen Digital Network. You will use one of the most overused expressions in sports. You gotta be kidding me. Get your business involved. Contact the Rod Pedersen Show today.
Here we go, one more time. We've managed to make it this far. I don't even know if I can get into my sponsor reads. Let's bring the Moose back in. The Moose, Darren DuPont. And it's been an interesting day, Moose. Everything happens for a reason, as they say. You see, since you left, the rain's come back. The sun was coming out, but the rain is now back. Yeah, it's back. But you remember what I was reading to you this morning over the phone?
Yes.
About synchronicities are going to be happening more and more and more. So you posted to our Instagram, why has the CFL survived for 100 plus years? You're never going to guess, or maybe you saw one of the guys that responded.
No.
16-year Major Leaguer World Series champion Greg Zahn.
How about that?
What did Zahny say?
He says it's uniqueness, he said, but for a different reason than mine. He said it's the only game in town in some cities. And he's bang on. What did we talk about earlier this week? The Saskatchewan Roughriders in Saskatchewan. The Tiger Cats in Hamilton. You can talk about the other teams in those towns. The junior hockey, CEBL in Saskatchewan and Hamilton. It's not the same. So I say it's because of the uniqueness of the rules and the state fair football idea or notion of the CFL. Zani's saying it's because it's the only game in town in some places, and that's why. And all opinions are welcome. Alan Lee. You remember Alan, the intern, the Asian sensation?
Yes.
He's written in on the text line, the 902 text line, where you can always reach us. He says the CFL's lasted for 100-plus years because they have a lucky rabbit foot soaked in Lucky Charms. In all honesty, they are just consistent. And consistency really became the hallmark of my success, any success that I've had, because of a conversation with Ray Bork, but obviously the way that I was brought up by my dad. Ken Kajowski writing in from Yorkton. He's watching on Game Plus TV, and he says, well, it looks like the show has got past the 5th inning before the rain might stop it, so that'll make it an official show, will it not? No. That's what the Florida Panthers were thinking last night. Oh, there's 3.8 seconds left in regulation. Let's just get it to overtime. And they crap themselves and they lose. You take it right to the goal line and in. You don't stop. I just got hammered with rain again. Ah, here comes the wind. My door is open. Can you take over for a second? You're hearing the sirens. I might have got a little too cocky there. I may have got a little too cocky there.
Go, do your thing. Unbelievable. It has been a football Friday. I have been saying we should at least touch on the Battle of Alberta tonight in a few minutes we have left. Game 2 tonight. Game 1 was such a spit show that we don't know what's going to happen tonight in Game 2. But Jay Woodcroft came out yesterday right away and didn't even wait for the question to be asked. Said Mike Smith is starting Game 2. No questions asked there. It'll be Jacob Markstrom again. I know Rod Lanny said this is going to be ho-hum now the rest of the way. It'll settle down. I don't know if it will or not. You can't expect 15 goals tonight, but I think it'll still be entertaining. I think it's important for the Flames to come out and have another good start and score first. But tonight's game will be a lot of fun. And I know it'll be rocking in Calgary. I think the party was closed for Game 1 because of the weather. So it should be open again tonight outside. So that'll be rocking. The Red Mile will be rocking. We lost him? Okay, we lost Rod. That's cool. We'll get him back. You let me know when he's back here or how much time we have left in the show. I'm watching the clock. But, yeah, so that'll be interesting. We got 4 minutes. Milan Lucic, how he plays again tonight, because he laid that big check on Connor McDavid right after the whistle on the offside. That was great. He was playing with an edge, had some chances. He's a really good playoff, too, Milan Lucic has for the Calgary Flames. So I'm excited to see, who shows up tonight, who plays well. You got to remember Darnell Nurse and Cody Ceci, they were on the ice for, I think, 4 goals against in Game 1. So they need to be better. I think Connor, as much as he had 4 points and Draisaitl scored, I think they were on the ice for 3 or 4 against last game in Game 1. So really interested to see where this goes and where Game 2 goes in that series tonight. We didn't talk about St. Louis's game in Game 1, but I thought in Game 2 last night, they played really well. David Perron just continues to be one of the great stories of these NHL playoffs. Unbelievable to watch him play and have the success that he had. And look, all eyes are on this New York-Carolina series after the Carolina report, or the reports came out that Carolina wasn't giving tickets to fans in New York. They had over, I think it was 1.6 million people tune in. It was well over 1 million people tuned in for that game. It was the most watched game in the NHL a couple of nights ago. The Oiler-Flames game was 800 and some thousand. Now, remember, these are U.S. numbers, U.S. audience, okay? So you would expect the American markets to get a little more viewer attention. But that series has drummed up so much attention, New York and Carolina. It was the number 3 rated show on cable in the U.S. A couple of nights ago. Like, that's outstanding for the National Hockey League. NBA, I think, was in one of the top 2 spots. So that was huge. We'll see if that bad blood continues. Carolina winning Game 1 and overtime, Game 2 in that series tonight. And, of course, Battle of Alberta, Game 2 is happening tonight as well. Ryan H. watching. I should pull up the comments. We're going to need some RP Show umbrellas in the shop. Make a list, guys. We need a rain gear. We need umbrellas in the shop. What else needs to go into the shop? Because we are having these meetings right now. T. Will, Nurse and Draisaitl are hurt. Rest in peace, Oilers. Yeah, they're not 100%. That's for sure. I assume they'll both go. Chris Tanev was on the ice for the morning skate. But if the line rushes were any indication, he's not going to play in game 2. And if he's hurt, why would you play him in game 2, right? You're up 1-0 in the series. You dominated the Oilers in possession, shots on goal, scoring chances, and all the rest. Defensively, you played okay. I mean, let in some soft goals, but I think you're okay. And if you don't need to rush Chris Tanev back, I wouldn't rush Tanev back. T. Will, this show is going straight NSFW now. Yeah, we don't know exactly where this is going to go. Last minute of play here in the RP show. I'm waiting for Rod to pop into the chat, to be honest. So we got tracksuits coming, umbrellas coming, rain suits into the store. It's going to be pretty awesome. Rain boots. We might get some rain boots, and we'll see. But game 2, Battle of Alberta tonight. Game 2, Battle, Carolina, New York tonight as well, as we're into the final 30 seconds. Yeah, next week, we will be live on location in Estevan. Rod's going to get out of the rain. He's flying in this weekend. We'll be in Estevan all next week for the Centennial Cup. So watch for the show live on Game Plus and YouTube Monday from the Centennial Cup in Estevan. Rod, I hope you're okay, man. I hope you're alive. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you Monday from the Centennial Cup here on YouTube and Game Plus TV. Happy.
Who has more fun than us?
Let's go. LFG, right on. I like it. Approved. Bingo. Oh, good one, Rod. How about that? Spicy. Hot take. Oh, approved, Rod. Bob's your uncle. How about that? How about that?